Good evening, Bahamas. You're tuned in to NB12, the Weekend Edition, broadcasting from Cable 12 Studios on Robinson Road. Coming up tonight in news, the Golden Knights paint the town black, aquamarine, and gold. The Prime Minister talks copper theft. BEC's chairman believes Bahamians rejected LNG nearly 10 years ago out of ignorance. Wyndham employees have 10 additional days to decide whether to leave the Cable Beach Resort. Plus, Bahamian recording artist Ronnie Butler turns 75. We've got those stories and so much more coming up. I'm Monique Tood, and NB12 Weekend starts right now. Again to MB12 Weekend. It was a celebration fit for a king, or for Golden Knights rather. Waving their flags, proud Bahamians lined the streets of New Providence this afternoon to catch a glimpse of our 4 Olympic gold medalists. Today's Motorcade was just the latest in a series of events held in their honor. Avery Adderley could have spent his 9th birthday doing anything, but he chose to spend it celebrating with the Golden Knights: Chris Brown, Ramon Miller, Michael Matthew, and Demetrius Pinder. The pint-sized athlete says he too would like to represent the Bahamas in the Olympic Games one day.
The 400 I'm the one. You wanted the 400, and you hope to maybe be on make a Bahamian 4x4 team one day too? That's fine. Awesome.
Adderley and his coaches were among scores of proud Bahamians who draped their vehicles in black, aquamarine, and gold to participate in today's Motorcade, which began at the new National Stadium and ended on Arawak Key.
This is just a small token of what I can do. My countrymen, the Golden Guys, I love them. And I'm sure going forward, they're going to do very, very well.
Came to support them because this is the first time that they won a gold medal in so many years, and they took it from the USA. Yeah.
And how important was it for you to be a part of this?
This is very important night. This is very, very important.
I think it's an excellent opportunity for us to recognize the accomplishments of our 4x4 team, as well as to get out and celebrate. I think a lot of people kind of take it for granted, but I think it's an excellent result for us to won a gold medal in these Olympics.
Well, I guess it's great to be here for because of the Olympic and the other programs. And let's put it this way, let's give all the credit to all of the athletes. But the most important thing is the 4x4 since we've been a gold. But winning a gold ain't everything, right? But I was proud for our country because I put it on the map.
Hundreds of others lined the streets of New Providence to celebrate the accomplishments of our men's 4x4 relay winners. This Eleuthera native came out to see one man in particular.
Chris Brown is my homeboy, so I thought it's very important to be here.
He's your what?
He's my homeboy, Eleuthera.
Team leader Chris Brown says they couldn't be happier with the amount of love and support they've received from Bahamians since returning home.
It's a wonderful feeling, we owe it all to God, and we just came out to show the Bahamian fans that, we are part of them, they are part of us, and we just want to do this for the country.
And what would you say has been the most exciting part of this journey?
The fans, the Bahamian fans showed us the most support, and we just, delivering the hardware and just showing the Bahamas that we can do it. We are forced to reckon with, and we look forward to doing big things in the next future.
And you and your teammates have been pretty busy since you've come back home. Does it get tiring at all?
Well, it gets a lot of tiring, but once we get with the fans and we get with the people in the Bahamas, it's a different excitement and adrenaline start to flow with us.
Our Golden Guys will head to Eleuthera and Grand Bahama next week. The government is considering reintroducing the scrap metal trade in the Bahamas, but in a different way. This as several countries in the region, like Jamaica, are discussing it. Faced with a significant increase in the theft of copper and other types of metal, the Ingram administration banned scrap metal export for 90 days and the export of copper permanently in June 2011. Prime Minister Perry Christie outlined what his government proposes to do now.
We are reviewing everything. We are in the process of, for in the context of economic development and new businesses and job creation, we're looking at that. And so it has, clearly, if in fact we're going ahead, it means that there's every possibility that we will be dealing with that in a different kind of way, but dealing with it.
Christie explained how the government would incorporate this trade.
We just had an application from a steel producing company wanting to manufacture steel, and in the process of discussions with them, as they were talking about making application to be based in Freeport, they committed to buy all of the scrap metal that anyone could find at the same prices that people would get when they export the scrap metal.
Nearly 10 years ago, then Minister of Trade and Industry Leslie Miller pushed for the Bahamas to approve a liquefied natural gas pipeline. However, LNG became a controversial issue for the former Christie administration and was eventually abandoned. Almost a decade later, the Progressive Liberal Party has pledged to pursue LNG with the appropriate regulations and environmental safeguards in place. Miller, who is now the chairman of BEC, says he believes the public's resistance to LNG was based on the ignorance of the average Bahamian.
You should note that all of the new engines that is being produced around the world over the last several years all use LNG. So what we were trying to do almost 10 years ago, the world were already 20 years ahead of us, but the Bahamian people could not appreciate it. There was just lack of understanding, ignorance on the part of the average Bahamian, who just didn't want to hear the truth and didn't want to realize the benefits that could have been accrued had we taken that step to provide us with that plant at Ocean Key off Bimini.
Miller is hoping the public will be more receptive to the idea this time around.
It did not happen. Certainly Dr. Dowell and I have had discussions with trying to get Tractor Bell back to the table for Freeport, to put a regasification plant there in Freeport. Because if you think the cost of electricity is high in New Providence, and Freeport is even higher. And Emera, who was trying to buy BEC at one time, and also trying to manage BEC, is the entity that's running the power plant in Freeport. And their price is about 10 cents higher per kilowatt hour than BEC.
It's part of the government's plan to lower electricity costs. The BEC chairman recently revealed that he is set to begin talks with the National Oil Company of Venezuela in hopes of entering into a contract to buy fuel at lower cost than market prices.